Hi guys, JT here, and today I'm bringing you some information on the Humble Bundle. Get your head in the game VR bundle of September 2023. To help you answer the question, should you buy it? By using the link provided in the description below, not only will you gain access to this bundle, but you also have the opportunity to support this channel. Your support would mean the world to me, and I genuinely appreciate it. Anyway, let's get into this. At number 1 we have Grimlord, a fantastic addition to the world of Dark Souls inspired VR games, offering a truly immersive and challenging experience. If you have ever yearned for a genuine Dark Souls VR adventure without the need for mods or adaptations, look no further than Metal Cat Studios' Grimlord. The VR game stays true to the essence of Dark Souls, delivering intricate world building, cryptic mysteries, and a pervasive sense of decay and desolation. The attention to detail in the decaying environment and the eerie, ancient atmosphere will transport you right into the heart of the Dark Souls universe. There is a sense of scale to the world of Grimlord. The game excels at portraying vast, interconnected environments, allowing you to witness distant landmarks and chart your course through this bleak world. As you progress, the sense of journey and accomplishment grows, highlighting the game's world-building prowess. The progression system in Grimlord mirrors Dark Souls, with the high-stakes retrieval of lost resources upon death. This creates tension and encourages thoughtful gameplay. The game's weapon progression is a notable departure from the Dark Souls formula, focusing on crafting and customization. While different, it's a satisfying and rewarding system that adds depth to the gameplay. Magic and archery are seamlessly integrated into the VR experience, making excellent use of virtual reality controls. Drawing runes for spells adds a layer of immersion, making each incantation feel unique and challenging, especially in the heat of combat. Grimlord emphasizes strategy and calculated combat, requiring you to learn enemy patterns and use a combination of offense and defense effectively. While the combat system is well implemented, the limited enemy variety may become repetitive over time. In conclusion, Grimlord successfully captures the essence of Dark Souls in VR, offering a unique and captivating experience. Whether you're a fan of VR fighting games or the Dark Souls series, Grimlord provides a gripping adventure with a focus on story and progression rarely seen in VR combat titles. It's a gem that stands out in the VR gaming landscape, providing meticulously designed combat encounters and an immersive world to explore. At number 2 we have Demeo, a social VR tabletop RPG that masterfully blends immersive connectivity with thrilling adventure. Developed by Resolution Games, it offers an engaging way to bridge the physical gap between friends and family, making it a standout experience. Up to 4 players can dive into randomized dungeon runs, spanning from quick sessions to epic 3-hour quests. Each player adopts a customizable avatar, hovering over an 80s-style D&D basement setting. The game's intuitive controls ensure smooth movement and interactions, delivering an authentic tabletop atmosphere. Gameplay combines strategy and RPG elements, with each player having 2 action points per turn for actions like movement, attacks, and card play. Demeo strikes a balance between accessibility and depth, keeping decisions vital. While solo play may not be its forte, Demeo thrives in multiplayer, offering exhilarating battles and unpredictable scenarios. Defeat elicits shared frustration, while victory brings jubilation. Although the game's content might feel somewhat limited, free DLC expansions are on the horizon. Some players may desire more persistence and progression. Despite its imperfections, Demeo excels as a social VR experience, turning quirks into endearing features. For groups of 3 or 4 adventurers, Demeo is a top-tier VR experience, fostering camaraderie and excitement. It's not ideal for solo play, but it shines when enjoyed with friends. At number 3 we have Propagation, Paradise Hotel. A game that thrusts you into a harrowing survival horror journey, making it one of the most spine-tingling VR titles. As you step into the doomed Paradise Hotel, plagued by a gruesome disease, turning its occupants into monstrous undead creatures, fear reaches its zenith. You embody Emily Diaz, surviving alongside police officer Owen, armed with a pistol. Initially secure within the barricaded kitchen, dwindling supplies and encroaching undead forces trigger a desperate mission to rescue your sister on the perilous 7th floor, per a broadcast. Drawing inspiration from the Resident Evil series, the game offers an inventory system, objective journal, note storage, and auto-populating map. Your gear includes a med spray, a pocket torch, and firearms, like a pistol and later, a shotgun. While puzzles play a part, Propagation Paradise Hotel excels in cultivating fear. With psychological terror, gore, and jump scares, it keeps you on the edge. Decaying bodies, dimly lit spaces, and a limited use torch amplify the dread. Disturbing audio, ambient horror tunes, and a dissonant violin heighten the tension. It expertly toys with your expectations, delivering shocks when least expected, amplifying suspense. The game's knack for thrusting you into vulnerable situations intensifies the terror. However, the story is somewhat lackluster, with underdeveloped characters and an abrupt ending. The occasional uneven voice acting punctuates the immersion. Despite these flaws, Propagation Paradise Hotel excels in crafting an immersive, terrifying VR horror experience that's not for the faint of heart. And number 4 we have I Expect You to Die Too, The Spy and the Liar. A game that proves in VR game design, attention to detail is paramount. This sequel presents you with 6 diverse and intricately crafted locations that immerse you in their puzzles and surroundings. From the dust that emanates as you handle a rope to the markings on a clipboard, every detail contributes to a sense of realism rarely seen in virtual worlds. The ambient sounds, music, and voice acting, featuring Will Wheaton, enhance the immersive experience. These details transcend the feeling of flimsy virtual environments, pulling you deep into the game's reality. Although it may seem like more of an expansion than a standalone sequel, I Expect You to Die Too retains the essence of its predecessor. As a seated experience with telekinetic abilities, you step into the shoes of a secret agent unraveling a nefarious plot by solving puzzles and inevitably dying and retrying. The game's puzzles are a mix of frustration and reward, pushing you to think creatively about your surroundings. Each level, tied together by a compelling narrative featuring Wheaton's character, actor John Juniper, offers hours of gameplay with a satisfying conclusion. While spending hours on a single level can be maddening, the eventual solutions often feel like half-formed thoughts you didn't fully explore, a testament to the game's quality puzzles. I Expect You to Die Too is an exceptionally comfortable VR experience, best played one level at a time. If you approach it episodically, it stands as one of VR's finest episodic titles, and a well-developed sequel to a foundational VR puzzler. While not for everyone due to its trial and error gameplay, it expands on its predecessor in terms of content and detail. And number 5 we have After the Fall, Deluxe Edition. A multiplayer first-person cooperative VR game set in a frozen zombie apocalypse. The world has frozen over after a freak ice age destroyed much of humanity, and gave rise to the Snowbreed, a zombie variant that freezes you solid instead of eating your juicy brain. The story doesn't make a lot of sense, but it does give you a reason to shoot things. The campaign will see you killing Snowbreed aka ice zombies and collecting harvests as you make your way from one safe house to the next. Each time you reach a safe house, you have the opportunity to spend the harvest on upgrades and consumables like explosives. Even though this may sound like Left 4 Dead or Back 4 Blood, because it is, what's different with this game is that it is in VR. Shooting rampaging hordes of zombies feels more desperate in VR. If you're one that struggles to keep your dinner down with the fast-paced VR action, you can switch to the teleport movement, but immersion will take a hit. Shooting at the horde with both your guns, reloading as you backpedal, then hurling a pipe bomb into a charging mass is really satisfying. This experience is enhanced even further when playing with friends, as you feel a sense of companionship and camaraderie in the face of overwhelming odds. The sound design is excellent with great ambiance that brings much life to your surroundings. You'll hear distant hordes coming closer, and your gunfire has a visceral and jarring kick. It's a really immersive experience. Even though the missions are relatively short, there's an element of grind for new weapons which will have you coming back. As you explore and survive, you'll find floppy disks, which can be used to unlock new weapons or upgrades for existing weapons. There are 10 weapons in this game, and these ranges from handguns to shotguns to submachine guns and revolvers, and each weapon feels different and unique. You'll most likely find a weapon that you really love and want to stick with. An odd thing about this game is that it doesn't have a dedicated melee attack. You can open lockers and interact with the environment, but you can't just pick up a hammer that you found on the floor to bash Snowbreed heads in, or even push them away when they get too close. However, this does mean that you will depend more on your teammates to help you when the Snowbreeds get too close. This game features a simple mission structure, replayability, fast-paced action that is both stylish and highly satisfying, and is definitely worth playing. And number 6 we have Zero Caliber VR, a virtual reality first-person shooter offering an extensive array of gameplay options, including single-player and co-op campaigns, intense PvP battles, and mod support. With over 40 realistic firearms, over 100 unlockable skins, and over 50 attachments, the game ensures that you're well equipped for the action. What sets this game apart is its incredible attention to detail, immersing you in a lifelike soldier experience. Realistic physics govern weapon handling, requiring skill to master unique reloading methods. Combat isn't just about shooting. It emphasizes strategy and survival, promoting authentic body movements for an immersive feel. Customization is key, allowing you to tailor your loadout to your playstyle, whether you prefer precision shots or going in guns blazing. The dystopian storyline, set in a world where water is scarce, adds depth to your missions, making you emotionally invested in the game's universe. Zero Caliber VR embraces modding, offering endless possibilities for community-made content and personal creations, ensuring long-term replayability. While the game has occasional visual quirks, ongoing updates and player feedback are shaping its promising future. The recent update that adds modding support, which lets you create and share your own multiplayer and co-op map, is a significant positive added into the game. In conclusion, Zero Caliber VR is a must-try for VR FPS enthusiasts seeking an authentic and immersive experience. It excels in realism and immersion, making you feel like a genuine soldier. So gear up, lock and load, and unleash your inner hero in Zero Caliber VR. And number 7 we have Rick and Morty, Virtual Rick-ality. If you're longing for more of Rick Sanchez's genius and Morty Smith's hilarious misadventures, this VR game is here to save the day. Virtual Rick-ality takes you on a wild ride through the zany multiverse. You step into the shoes of a Morty clone, and if you thought Morty had it rough, wait until you see how low on the galactic totem pole you are. The gameplay is reminiscent of Alchemy Lab's previous title, Job Simulator, where you perform seemingly menial tasks. However, the humor and absurdity of the Rick and Morty universe elevate these tasks to a whole new level. You'll start with chores like doing laundry, but quickly find yourself in situations like fixing the toilet or drinking gasoline. It's all about embracing the absurdity. What makes this game shine is its immersion. The familiar locations and interactive items, pulled straight from the show, create an uncanny sense of being in your favorite cartoon. Moreover, the characters in VR reach you in a unique way, as you physically stand before Rick, seeking his approval, and morphing into Morty's role to please his all-powerful grandfather. Despite the game's humorous tone, it sheds light on deeper themes, just like the TV series. It's a genuinely Rick and Morty experience, even if you aren't the star of their adventures. From a comfort perspective, the game is well designed for VR, offering a standing experience with intuitive controls. Even if you have limited VR space, you can comfortably enjoy the game. In conclusion, Rick and Morty Virtual Rick-ality seamlessly captures the show's humor and absurdity, delivering an extended episode that fans will adore. While you may not be the hero of the story, the journey is worth every laugh and quirky moment. And number 8 we have Stride, a game that offers a thrilling taste of VR parkour that will have you leaping across rooftops and running along courses at breakneck speed. The game aims to channel the spirit of Mirror's Edge into the VR world, and it largely succeeds. You control your character's movements using the analog stick for walking and swinging your arms for running and jumping. It may take some time to get used to this control scheme, but once you do, it feels incredibly immersive. The physicality of throwing yourself over obstacles and through the cityscape is both weighty and exhilarating. The game offers a versatile set of movements, including wall running, sliding, ledge grabbing, ziplining, and more. These actions are well implemented, and make you feel like a parkour pro as you navigate the city. The longer you play, the more you'll discover opportunities to mix and match these moves for fluid and dynamic traversal. Stride currently features 3 modes: Endless Mode, Arena, and Time Mode. Endless Mode is pure parkour joy, with players dodging gunfire and avoiding traps. Arena introduces objectives and combat elements, showcasing the potential for agile combat. Time Mode challenges you to complete courses as quickly as possible. While these modes are fun in their own right, they lack depth and can become repetitive over time. The game's comfort level is intense due to its smooth locomotion and swinging mechanics. It might not be the best choice for VR newcomers. While Stride excels in delivering fast and fluid parkour action, it suffers from an identity crisis and a lack of content. It feels like it's holding back, with the core mechanics begging for more substantial gameplay experiences. In addition, the developers have moved on from its promise for a campaign mode, which is disappointing. And that's all for this bundle. This bundle is awesome if you have a VR headset. Games that stood out to me are Grimlord, Propagation, After the Fall, Zero Caliber, and Rick and Morty. They just look like something they can get into and get lost in its world for hours. Anyway, don't forget to like and subscribe for more bundle content, and I look forward to connecting with you in the upcoming video.